Today we are going to discuss about the International Accounting Standards Board known as IASB. The IASB was formed in 2001 to replace the IASC, which based in London. The goal of establishing IASB was to create a single set of global accounting standards that could theoretically be used by all countries and all firms in the world. The issue of the international financial reporting standards based on a framework which tend to be more principle-based comparing to that US GAAP, which are more rules-based. Also, the IASB was adopted by more than 100 nations across the globe. Since its release, the IASB has become a standard setter for the accounting system. So, I want to talk a little bit about the structure of the IASB. The IFRS foundations have got three-tier structures, so there are three organizations. There is the IFRS Foundation Monitor Board, which above the IFRS Foundation trustee. They can oversee these individuals. They select the board members of the IASB, maybe 12 to 16 depending on what year they look at. They have different number of members, but they have these board members who put together and issue IFRS. They have a support staff. It's much larger support staff than they previously had. These board members are chosen by the trustee on the IFRS Foundation. Besides, the IFRS Advisory Council exists to provide advice and guide in terms of putting together standards, so accounting issue is to be addressed. They provide advice to board members, so you can think them as a support group, which is the IFRS Interpretation Committee. Therefore, what the IFRS Interpretation Committee does is they look at the international accounting current issues or problems they will see if they can be addressed within the existing IFRS framework. So, they are trying to do with their interpretation committee is not to go out and issue new standards based on the IFRS, which have been issued by the IASB, is a way to settle current issue in accounting, where maybe the diversity of practice, two firms are accounting for the same transaction. We should say that transactions should properly to be accounted. Thus, do not have multiple firms account for the same transactions differently when that's not allowed by IFRS. So you can think about the counterpart if you are familiar with the US GAAP. To think about this is the emerging task force that is similar to the IFRS Interpretation Committee. And then there's also an advisory council for IASB for US GAAP. That is a standard setter. And then they have an advisory council, and the FASB also a member. Support are chosen by a foundation called Financial Accounting Foundation. So it's actually a lot of similarities in terms of the structure of the IAS, but it's not the same right as organization. So thank you for listening. If you enjoy the video, please like and subscribe and leave the comment in the description